Hey, what's up everyone? This is Silver Slayer. Thank you for tuning into this video. Gold and silver are in the red right now. Gold down $2.70 at $1,474. Silver at $16.81, down 34 cents. A lot of stuff has happened since our last video, so I found 3 different articles all written within the last couple hours, so they're fresh off the press, giving us some just information, some insight on what's happening. And this first article is very well written. It is talking about breakout or a selling opportunity. All these links will be in the description, so let's jump into it. Tuesday was an interesting day in the metals, both as gold and silver were strong and maybe breaking out of their downtrend. The only question is this only a breakout or a selling opportunity? At this point, there is no way to determine whether this move is real or false. Only the price action over the next couple of days will determine what's next. When markets break out of congestion and have a trend change, it starts with a breakout. Based on the numbers we watch, we would need those to see a close of $1,492 in February gold futures and a close of $17.50 in March silver futures. So until proven otherwise and closes above these numbers, we will continue to play the metals on the short side. Big rallies, false starts, and dead cat bounces are a part of the process. Tuesday's rally looked solid and created some buying opportunities. However, we need confirmation before committing to new money to the long side. So a very, very insightful and a smart way to put it. I mean, a lot of times there is false starts. A lot of times people get jumpy. There's so much stuff going on with, President Trump right now with the U.S.-China trade negotiations on if it's going through or not and if they're forcing it or not. And it's just going to be causing a lot of emotional instability, a lot of wishy-washy speculation. So anyways, let's jump on to this next article, which is talking about silver is at a critical vertex. CMP Group issues a silver buy call. So the silver market looks ready to make gains in the next several years, which is why the CPM Group has issued an intermediate term silver buy recommendation to investors. The silver market is at a critical vertex and present. The CPM Group's vice president in charge of research, Rohit Savant, said on Monday, silver prices are more likely to rise than fall in the next few years, but uber bulls might be still disappointed. The extremists. Silver market fundamentals are precariously similar to critically poor conditions that existed in 1989. Our expectations are that the market may avoid the long period of net investors and silver selling for low prices, followed by that from that year. I mean, prices seem more likely to rise in the years ahead rather than to decline. There are many external as well as internal factors behind our analysis. That said, super bulls will continue to be disappointed by silver. And that's what I try to mention in my videos. Don't expect silver to be like $100 in the next 2 years. Like, it's like $30, $40 silver could, that's maximalizing it, but more than likely, even if silver is just in the $20 range for 2020, maybe mid-20s, that's still an extremely, extremely good thing, because you'd never want it to just skyrocket up to $50 overnight, because then a huge crash will happen. Like, yes, $50 silver would be nice. We can make a lot of money from it, but it's not even about making the money, for one. And two, if that was going to happen, it would be very short-lived, and most times people wouldn't even realize that it's an opportunity to capitalize off of it because they're going to think it's going to keep going higher when it actually crashes. That's what happened in 1980 and 2011. But anyways, CPM defines an intermediate timeline as between 2 and 3 years. This call has been long in the making. The last time CPM issued a recommendation on silver was back in May 2011 when prices reached $48.19 and CPM advised to sell, which I was just talking about. CPM has waited until now for a variety of reasons known to our clients. For one, the market has not supported strongly higher prices over the past few years. As a result, prices have not moved sharply off their 2015-2016 lows. So, since the 1980s, CPM recommendations have been short for silver 53% of the time and long for silver 47% of the time. The theoretical return of following CPM's buy and sell recommendations would have been an 18.9% compounded return. This compares to a 5.5 increase or 0.14% annual return for both silver bought and held during the same period. So that's interesting. That's just another way to look at it, especially from, other groups that are people that are trying to put these price predictions, these forecasts on the market. I mean, right now, I definitely think that gold and silver are in an opportunity, especially since they built so much stability around these prices for the better. So I think that we're going to be seeing prices in interesting times, but it doesn't have to be relatively bad. I mean, it never has to be. Never has to be. Oh, gold and silver's down right now, or man, like, do you see silver prices, or like, man, I wish silver would skyrocket. Because let it naturally play out to what it should be, and the more we can accept that, the better it's going to be. But anyways, gold and silver markets down as risk appetite returns at midweek. This is another article. Link will be in the description. So this is from Kitco, and it's talking about how gold prices are down in midday U.S. trading Wednesday after a gold notched 4-week high in early going. A rally in the U.S. stock market today prompted some selling pressure in safe haven metals. The good news for gold and silver bulls this week is that both markets have seen their near-term price downtrends eliminated, at least temporarily. February gold futures were last down $14.50 an ounce at $1,479. March COMEX silver prices were last down 30 cents at $16.94 an ounce. Risk appetite returned to the marketplace at midweek on fresh news reports that the U.S.-China are close to a trade deal. Amid the lack of major news developments, trader and investor focus remains on the rhetoric coming from the U.S. and China regarding their trade negotiations. For whatever reason, the marketplace at midweek is more upbeat than Tuesday. On chances for a trade agreement soon between the world's two largest economies, it's hard to imagine the two sides reaching a substantive trade deal soon. Given comments from both sides, U.S. House of Representatives passed a bill late Tuesday requiring U.S. punishment of the Chinese officials involved with the repression of these Muslims in the country. China quickly vowed retaliation. This morning's ADP, National Employment Report for November, came up just 67,000 jobs, which is a big miss to the downside from the market expectations to a rise of 150,000. The gold market briefly erased modest overnight losses on the news. The U.S. economic data point for the week's Friday's employment situation report from the Labor Department, the key non-farm payroll number, is expected to come in at around 185,000 jobs. So now we're going to be going into the chart analytical standpoint of it. So right now, the key outside markets today see the U.S. dollar index weaker again, and today hitting a 4-week low. The greenback bulls have faded recently. Meantime, NYMEX crude oil prices are sharply higher and trading around $58.50 a barrel. So technically, February gold bulls and bears are on a level overall near-term technical playing field, which is interesting. The 3-month-old downtrend on the daily bar chart this week has at least temporarily indicated the gold bull's next upside price breakout objective is to close and produce a above solid technical resistance at $1,500. Bear's next near-term downside price breakout objective is pushing prices below solid technical support at the November low of $1,453. The first resistance is seen at today's high of $1,489, then at $1,500. First support is seen at $1,475, and then Tuesday's low of $1,465. So right now you see this very, very, very stagnant line. It's really, people are just curious what's going to happen. So now let's jump into silver. March silver future prices scored a bearish outside day down on the daily bar chart. Silver bears have the slight overall near-term technical advantage. However, a price downtrend on the daily bar chart has been negated. Silver bulls' next upside price breakout objective is closing prices above solid resistance at $17.50 an ounce. The next downside price breakout objective is for bears closing prices below solid support at $16.50. First resistance is seen at $17.25 at today's high of $17.41, and next support seen at $16.76 and then at $16.50. So that's interesting. A lot of stuff is going on, just like, you know, when we're talking about either it's a breakout buying or selling, what people are trying to predict for the prices, or even just the actual analytical standpoint from it. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on in the world of precious metals. It's really hard to predict whether it's going to be rallying or kind of holding off into a bearish trend, but regardless of what is happening, you need to be able to incorporate what's happening in the economy and putting that into terms, because yes, U.S.-China trade negotiations are in interesting spots, but that's not something that you want to rely on to make yourself money or put all your faith in, because as we've seen time and time again, the tides can turn extremely fast, especially with something political like that. Even the geopolitical fear, or even something like the dollar index, you never want to rely on these things. All you can do is manage and influence your decisions, whether you're buying, selling, or trading. So anyways, like I said, the links to these articles will be in the description. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to smash that like button. Also, make sure you subscribe if you're new, because I do post daily videos. I'm going to wrap this video up here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. Peace.